Namaste, everyone. हर हर घट मोरा साइया सुनी सेज न कोय बलिहारी उन घट की जा घट परगट होए. No, my beloved is in all the forms. No, Kabir says like this. No, and I bow down to such a form in which he reveals himself. No, the Guru. No, I say like he reveals himself means he knows himself as himself. No, like this. So, if I if I see you as anything other than the beloved, then I will not qualify for being a teacher or for sharing, no, here. And if I see you as the beloved, then what would I teach you now? I still can actually, because there are certain things which it seems like a play happening in you. You are like playing with yourself, no, out of your own joy, and as if you have forgotten that you are playing, no, you know, as if you have forgotten that you are in this game. You are too much lost in the game and forgotten yourself. Impossible actually in reality, but experientially it looks like this. But otherwise, just try to feel from my side right now. What should I teach you? I think a bit push, a bit shake hand will be much more powerful, than talks and things like this. No? Like, okay, because talks will come from where? From your game, from your play. You want me to play with your game, in your game, no? When you ask a question or, like this, which is okay. I kind of don't mind because I have my own benefit also. No? Because like this, we get to spend time together and there is a chance that you will remember who you are. No? So that's the difficulty of being, on this chair like this. No? But still, I'm open because that's why we are together also to enjoy a cup of tea here and to rejoice together and to be happy together. And if somebody has some confusion also, no, we will try to look into that. I will try to look into that with you also. But just right now, I'm just feeling like sharing this joy of my heart with you. You know that you don't have to become that. You are already that. But you have to know that definitely. Because if you receive what I'm sharing in the mind, you will only believe that I am that, and that will be used for the advantage of the limited self that you think you are. You know, and that's not going to really do any good to you, really, in a way. You know, so take it like a reference or like a alive experience of this moment. If you are with me right now, then the most important question probably will be who I am inside you. The most important question this moment would be who I am. Who I am, who just is, who is not happening. No, everything is happening, but I just am who I am actually. Who is this I which just am? No, who is this I which just exists? It was just like this. Everybody, welcome. If you want to ask me anything or discuss anything with me like this, no? Sanjay, you can talk.
Yeah, Pranamji. This question that you were just raising, who I am, uh, I just wanted you to help me today. I tend to virtually intellectualize everything, Kiran, I don't know, is not here right now, but Kiran and I have been having a lot of conversations where Kiran also helps me understand, Sanjay, you are just intellectualizing the whole thing, So I want to get out of my head, and and I don't know. Maybe I mean, am I intellectualizing it or am I seeing it experientially? I don't really understand that. I mean, but I have a thought, on things that we talk about. For example, like you just raised a question, my mind starts saying, okay, who I am, and I can come up with lots of intellectual thoughts around it. If you can help me today with a little direction on what do I do to get out of my head and be experiential about life and everything.
Very simple, actually. Right now, you can ask yourself, and also whenever you want in your own time, like come to one single thing which you truly know, and you are out of mind already.
Okay.
So tell me right now, what do you know truly?
So what I have discovered truly in my conversations with you, a couple of times I've had them in the last few months, is that there is an awareness inside of me. There is that isness, as it is described, that is aware, of. So when I am saying this, whatever I'm saying, who's observing it, So I've realized one truth, that there is an observer. Now, but my question is that observer in me, is that also a thought?
You have to be sure about it. I cannot do this homework for you.
Okay,
Meaning, even if I do, it's useless for you.
I
So
understand.
do this homework right now.
Yes, I would love to do that. Yeah, yeah.
Do that right now. It will not take time. It just needs interest. The direct pointings and the inquiry does not take time. It just takes interest. So if you are interested, do that right now. When you have said so many things to me, many of the things which you said are not really clear to you yet. So don't say them. I'm
Okay.
saying say what you are 100% clear about, and you are already out of mind. Awareness, seer, observer, so many words you used. I don't think that you are fully clear about them. I'm not saying that you don't know them at all, but
Mhm.
I'm saying speak only what you are 100% clear about. Meaning, speak means not like to show me that this is what I know, but first of all, know inside yourself right now in this moment that
Sure.
what do I really know?
So Raji, in many moments when
Not
I'm
many moment right now only.
okay,
Because this is not a discussion going on. This is a looking together happening where discovery will take place right this moment. Because you invited me, no? So that's why. Otherwise, I can give up right this moment also. I'm not at all interested in, pushing my way into anybody. I want to explore with you as much as you want to explore with me.
sure.
So only right now, this very second, this very minute, this very second which is passing like this, what do you know?
In this very moment, what I know is that there is something that is not this body, that's not this mind, that's not the emotion. There is something that is there. That is what I know.
And who are you who is talking to me? Who knows this?
So I would just be very honest with you. Maybe it is that which is talking
No,
to you.
no, maybe, no, maybe. Only 100% certainty. You speak only what you are 100% certain about.
Rajesh, sometimes I'm a little confused myself. Is this a thought that I'm sharing with you, or is it really coming from there? And that's why I use the word maybe.
No, no, that's fine. But right now, are you confused? If you are confused, let go of it. None of our business. We don't need to touch anything which you are confused about. This is mind's job. This is mind's way to try to reach to the truth.
Okay.
So you don't have to touch any confusions. You don't have to resolve any confusions. You don't have to remove any confusion also.
Okay.
Only one thing. What you are 100% clear about. Only hold on to that right now and speak to me that.
So I'm 100% sure about that there is something that is not the mind, not the body, not the emotions, not the thoughts, not the brain, not the heart. There is something.
Yeah,
If this,
that something is there inside you.
there is something inside me, I'm 100% sure of that.
And you are greater than that knowledge or you are lower than that knowledge.
I think what is inside of me is much, much greater than anything that my even my life is, playing out to be. It is
No,
much.
no, not life. You is the knower that you are lesser than what you are knowing. It's totally fine. Just be authentic.
Yes, I'll be 100% authentic, Rajiv, because that's my only way to discover the truth. I think the knower is far greater, far more than the knowing.
Meaning the knower, you are the knower, no?
I am the knower. Yeah.
Yes. So forget about what you are knowing inside, what you have seen inside. Forget that. Forget means put aside that.
Yeah.
Now remains you, who have known that, or who know clearly that there is something definitely inside me, and it is true also. There is nothing wrong, but it is not clear to you yet.
Correct.
So now you are greater than the knowing.
100%.
So
100.
now what is that one thing that you are very sure about now? You or not?
So I'm very sure about the knower in me.
Knower in me, not knower in me, knower as you, not
Yeah.
in
So
me,
I'm the
as
knower.
you. So you have to accept it, because this spiritual language will not work here with me right now if you are interested in reaching to some truth right now.
100%. Yeah. Yeah.
So you have to say that I am the knower.
I am the knower. Yeah.
So who are you?
The
This is
knower.
no. Knower is a explanation. Knower is a definition in a word you have given to this yourself. Now ask yourself right now who I am. I am asking actually, who are you? Knower is a name you have given to yourself. You can say anything else. You can say I am only.
Consciousness.
Consciousness is a word you have learned from somewhere. Don't use the learned language here or the knowledge here. Stay only with that which you know right now and speak from that and answer from that right now. Who are you? Who is talking to me right now? Put aside everything that you spoke to me and everything that I said to you. Who are you who is talking to me? It is self-inquiry is as simple as that. Who is talking to me right now? Not about what you are talking, but who is talking. Tell me.
Is it my soul?
It is a maybe. Be certain. My soul means there is a soul in the next room and you are in this room, like this. Are you saying like this that your soul is separate from you?
No, it's inside me.
Inside, again, not correct. Inside you, there can be so many things, but we are talking about you right now. Who are you, inside whom the soul is there? It's really so simple. Self inquiry is the simplest approach, but our mind is so complex, or we are kind of holding on to what we call partial knowledge. No, so you are still speaking from the partial knowledge. Please come to this simplicity of your own seeing, which is your own nature, my friend.
Divine love.
Again, you are speaking from learned language. There is no such thing as divine and love for this being that you are. These are just explanations and expressions coming from this. But I'm saying speak about it, like, or speak from it, not about it. You are speaking about it, not from it. So who are you? Who is
Sanjay, as
talking?
I speak to you, I can feel it, but I'm not able to then give it a word. I can feel something right now.
Something. Who is feeling something? Forget about what you are feeling, but who are you who is feeling it?
I still come up with the same words, which I was
Don't
saying.
don't do that.
All learned words then.
Yeah, don't do that. The reason you are not able to answer my questions properly is that you have not come to one single thing that you truly know. That's where you are missing actually. I can try again if you want. I have few minutes more for you. So what do you truly know? One more time. Only in this moment. Before, after, none of my business. Only in this moment, what do you truly know?
I truly know there is an observer.
What do you mean by observer? Make me feel what you are saying.
Something who is aware of, who's got a very different level of awareness of what's happening. Something that need not intellectualize that awareness or emotionalize that awareness, but simply aware of what's going on.
And you are aware of that.
I'm aware of that in moments. Right now, I'm aware of that.
You are aware of a observer inside you, no?
The observer inside me.
So you are the observer of the observer inside you. Now there are two things.
Correct.
You have to say only one thing to me, no? So which one thing you want to hold on to now? That there is an observer, or that I am the observer of the observer? Which one you want to choose? Which is truer for you?
I'm the observer.
Of the observer. So forget about the observer present in you.
Okay.
That's how your energy is being distributed, divided. You have to be single pointed, no? Observer of the observer. Are you the observer of this body that you are speaking from right now?
Yes.
Are you the observer of the speaking that you are speaking, that is happening through you right now?
Yes.
And this observer is separate, is different for the body, for the speaking, and for the observer, or is it same?
It's the same.
Yes. So this is higher than everything then. Then
Yes,
forget about the observer. That is just an experience or something.
okay.
Maybe just an idea. This observer is a real one then. A common observer, no?
Exactly.
So who are you? Who is the observer?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
Is it bad to not know? Do you feel bad about it when you are saying, I don't know?
To some extent, yes.
Why?
Because I want to know it.
Why you want to know?
Because I think maybe that's preventing me from, living life fully.
Maybe is not good here.
Okay, it is preventing me from living life fully.
I don't think so. You are thinking right now. Don't think. Thinking is that partial knowledge which is in the way of self-inquiry right now. No? Only speak from unbroken knowledge. Knowledge which cannot be broken into two. Speak from that knowledge. That is what I call single knowledge, one knowledge, which you truly have. No? Which cannot be broken into two parts, which cannot be divided. Whenever the knowledge can be divided, there will be a maybe, there will be a opposite of it, and so on. Self-inquiry cannot happen like this, no? Self-inquiry will begin from one, and will end beyond one. At the ground zero, the self-inquiry will take you to the ground zero, but it has to begin from one point, one single point of the doer of self-inquiry. No? So once again, who are you? Try to be as authentic as you can, because I don't think you are trying enough yet. Otherwise, you can know yourself right now. We are not practicing self-inquiry, my friend. Please understand. This is an alive self-inquiry right now, where you can actually know yourself. Even those who are listening, they can know themselves right this moment, if they are with me and listening carefully. So speak again. Who are you? But try to speak only what you absolutely know. Even to say sometimes that I don't know is being too quick in answering it. No?
I think I'm okay. I'm the ultimate observer.
So that's good, no? Now, any problem? You are the ultimate observer of everything, no? Any problems? Tell me now any problem that you want to solve here.
I want to operate from the state of being the ultimate observer through the day.
Why? Why?
Because that is a way of not getting overly attached to anything.
So this is the observer speaking to me right now. That I get attached. Have you ever seen yourself getting attached to the reflections in the mirror?
No.
So then why you are speaking like this? You are the observer, no? You said you are the ultimate observer. Now you are talking about being free. Free from
Correct.
what? Free from
Correct.
what you see.
Yeah, what I see, what I hear, what I sense, just being free.
But it just doesn't make sense to me then. Then are you sure that you are the ultimate observer of everything inside you and outside?
If I'm the ultimate observer, then I'm already free.
And then
I'm already free.
yes, so that's what I'm saying. No? Then why you are saying if? You just now before that said that I am the ultimate
Got
observer.
it. Got it. Yeah.
Then what freedom we are talking about? From what? From what you see. And actually there can be a way to be free from what you see also. Why you see anything? You the observer, why do you see anything? Tell me. You are the observer. This is your quality, that you can observe, which is a possibility to observe, not a activity going on.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the capacity to observe, but why do you observe anything? Tell me now. Why you observe anything? Why you are observing this body also right now? Tell me. So I tell you again, and I'm going to end now here with you because I will speak to other friends now, that don't focus on the direction where you are seeing. Focus on the direction from where you are seeing, the observer. Ask yourself who I am. Don't conclude so much that I am the ultimate observer. Ultimate observer is fine. It's a definition only, not the full experience of who you are. Now investigate, meaning now wonder and live who I am, who is the observer of everything. That is going to make you free, because you still have some kind of imprints, maybe, no, or memory that okay, I am the ultimate observer, and then there is no then for the ultimate observer. To know that I am the ultimate observer is to be free from everything already and forever. There is no after work.
Correct.
So know this truly. That's all.
Fantastic. I get that.
Yeah. So good for now.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, beloved.
Thank you.
Norbert, you wrote, Namaste, dear Raji. You are the most beautiful alarm clock. But it was ringing quite loudly, for past few minutes. I hope some of you heard it well.
Rajaji?
Just a moment, please hold. Let me complete Salama, then we talk. No?
Okay.
Yeah. You just wait. No? I will call your name and then you can talk. So, it is really never about one-to-one I'm having with you or anybody like this. No, my one-to-one is always with you, every one of you. No, it's not about how much I am with you. It's about how much you are with me in this meeting. No, and that much you are alarmed. Because I noticed many of you were actually so much benefited. Others, I'm talking about other people. No? Much, quite a lot actually, and I'm very happy about it. Thank you, beloved, for listening to me. It is almost like this. You are on your bed, sleeping, and somehow you have caught me. Caught me means like you are able to hear me. No? Little bit. And now we are talking. How to wake up? Can you tell me how can we wake up? And I'm asking you, what do you mean by waking up? You're saying, I mean, and then you're thinking. When you're thinking, you are conscious. When you're conscious, it is the opposite of sleep. At some point, you will just open your eyes and you will wonder to whom I am talking actually. And that you wake up. So what we discuss is not so important. How prompt we are, how immediate we are in this discussion, that is what is going to lead into awakening. Or we can keep lying down in the bed and keep talking about the dream that we are having, which is a genuine thing for us, but it's not something permanent. And we keep talking about that dream. I'm kind of very close to awakening actually. Can you help me? I'm already helping you when I'm talking to you, because I'm an alarm clock. Not really. I'm teaching you how to wake up. I'm waking you up right now. If you listen, no? If you listen. But who listens really? Who is present? That one listens. And who is present? Who is not doing some work here when you are here? If you are doing your work here, work means what? If you are thinking, trying to reach somewhere, trying to get benefited from it, which only is genuine in a way, but you know what I mean? The one who is present will listen. The one who has done his homework or her homework before this satsang will listen, no? That okay, I've done my own homework and effort and everything. Now it's time to actually connect to the truth and wake up, no? Not discuss, not continue doing the same discussion here also, no? So the opportunity of satsang is not really to continue our spiritual discussions, but to stop and wake up, no? So whoever is ready to stop here and be present can listen and can wake up, no? In the same proportion. So that's very good. Already, thank you all. Julia, you wrote Namaste Raji. Few days ago, this feeling of I am here happened. It came with joy. This joy is still here. I have no question for now. Just enjoying your company. Thank you. Thank you, beloved. It's so very nice, no? Because this I am here is a very subtle experience. Not really in itself, This I am here or I am is a subtle experience, not really in itself. It is the truth, the most powerful thing inside us. But in relation to our sensitivity, or maybe unavailability, because we are not so available for one thing. We are like available for many, many things, like many thoughts, many experiences, many senses. We are not available for one. We are mostly available for many. So in relation to that, this I am here is very simple. It's very, very too simple actually. Too subtle maybe. That's why it is not valued. And the whole story is upside down, my friend. Julia, if you just care to live this more and more. Wonder about this. I am here and live this more. What looks like a strong mind and things like this will all turn to be just dead leaves, just air, just dust, nothing else. No bondage anywhere, except that we have to be clear and experientially living. I am here, or I am. No, very, very nice. I feel care about it, and it will be all right. No? Gina, you want to talk?
Yes, beloved, namaste.
Namaste.
Just felt an urge to look into truth with you.
Yeah.
It's an amazing feeling that anytime, I don't know if it's correct to say being in truth or touching truth, it is there. It doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't change. And yet everything outside is changing. So I'll just use this opportunity to feel and look into the unchanging one.
The unchanging one.
Yes, the truth as a.
Yes, yes. Let me just share. Like you have already come to a very clear and seeing of how things are. No, that everything is changing. No, and you said there is something unchanging also. No, like this you said, and there is something called you also now, the knower of both. No, so this you has to be somehow resolved. Please understand what is the meaning of resolving. Resolving means clarity. You have to be crystal clear about you, because are you lesser than the the that that what you are observing as changeful? Are you lesser than that?
No.
Then you have to be higher than that, no? Because you can see that, no? That changeful life, can that life see you, or you see that? No.
It cannot see me, I see it.
Yeah. So up to this point, it's all right. Now let's come use the same technology for the changeless. Can you see the changeless, or the changeless can also see you?
I can see the changeless.
So you are not, are you lesser than the changeless now? Changeless means that which you can see inside you.
Surprisingly, no.
Yes. So then changeless could be a greatest knowledge or experience, but you are still greater than that, no? Who are you? Who are you who can see so clearly that there is something which is changeless and everything else is changing? Who are you actually? Who can see this, no? Who can see, who can have such clear eyes?
Capacity of seeing.
Yes, but capacity of seeing means there is no real being there, just capacity of seeing. It is, which is okay. You tell me.
I don't feel any
You don't feel,
being. Maybe it's my own problem, because for me being is always an entity or something like a.
but
And I
there will be
don't like
some
something.
reality. No, use some other word, maybe. No,
um,
use some other word. What I'm trying to say is that the changefulness is also something which needs a seer. Changeless also is being seen by you, and you are greater than both in this case, in this moment inside you. Then we find that you is just seeing. Seeing means what? Seeing is an activity.
No, it's the quality of.
Quality of whom? That's what I'm asking you. Because whenever there is a quality, there has to be somebody, something whose quality is this, no?
Presence.
You use the word. Here doesn't matter what word we use. They all mean exactly same, no? Meaning they can just not say anything about it, no? So doesn't matter really so much, but it's all right, no? So presence, you are saying presence, no? So I am the presence whose quality is seeing. You are saying, no? So
yes,
can you care right now to not to give value to quality of your seeing and what is seen through that?
yes, it's
Just
possible.
Do that.
Yeah, this is the answer.
Wonderful, wonderful. No? This is the answer, but now you cannot tell me the answer. Meaning nobody can speak about it now, no? Now can you confirm that whatever you said about it before, was that true? Is that still true?
It's irrelevant in
It
this
is
sense.
irrelevant, and it is also maybe relatively true, maybe, no? So relatively true, maybe still, but it is irrelevant. You know, can you listen to your own words? You said some such fundamental things for which most of the seekers are kind of dying and crying day and night, like if I can achieve this state where I can see all the changeful and even the changeless, and these are irrelevant here. Do you see my point? And for this I am dying and crying whole day and night. Can anybody listen, please? That even from your greatest knowledge and seeings, there is something greater than that. Even some knowledge is greater than even your greatest seeings. This is that knowledge, Gina.
It's the gold that jewelry is made of, like in the story.
Yes, this is the gold that jewelry is made of. Even our seeing is made of this. Even our, changeless that we experience is made of that. Even the changeful is made of that. Basically everything. No, because to experience anything, a experiencer is required. To be seen something, a seer. No, like this. I choose the word experiencer many times. No, like right now. So can you experience anything if there is no experiencer called you? It is about experiencing the experiencer. That's what we are doing right now, experiencing the experiencer. And remember, experiencer does not have any quality of its own, maybe except that it can see. No? So what we call peace, joy, silence, all of these things are not really quality of this that you are. No, they are somewhere in between. No, and all fine. I mean, there is nothing wrong in that. So it's good for now.
It's amazing. Thank you, beloved.
Yeah, it's amazing actually.
It's this resolvence of this feeling when you're not struggling but yet not free, because this, like, thank you. It's what is needed.
Thank you. I'm hoping that everything is fine. If not, you can talk still. Very good, very good. Then I can talk to. I think in between Saralama was speaking. Saralama is still, if you feel interested, if you have that feeling, you can talk to me right now. And after that, Nishant, you can talk.
जब हम इंक्वायरी करते हैं who am I,
जी.
तो कुछ कहने को नहीं है.
Okay.
This is just a space where
Can you say again? I could not hear you last word.
we can call it a space, but I become speechless. उस वक्त जब मैं बोलती हूँ कि I inquire who am I.
Okay.
लेकिन हमेशा उस स्पेस से ऑपरेट करना मैं चूक जाती हूँ. मैं फिर कह लो आइडेंटिटी आ जाती है. विटनेसिंग जो है वो नहीं रह पाती है.
I think Saralama, we can make it more saral, meaning simple.
हाँ जी.
What you are saying, no? Let us make it more simple first. Because if I try to answer you the way you are asking, things are very complicated here. Can you tell me exactly what is your problem?
सपोज हम किसी के साथ डील कर रहे हैं.
No. I understood all of that. I understood everything that you said fully.
हाँ जी.
I'm saying, what do you want? You want to be peaceful in the world. You want to operate from your space of your being in the world, or you want to know yourself. Which one is more important for you?
If I totally know myself, तो वर्ड का तो फिर खत्म ही हो जाएगा ना.
But that you have to know, no? You don't
हाँ
have
जी.
to tell me this, no? That
हाँ जी.
if I know the truth, then the world will finish anyway.
हाँ जी. I want to know the truth.
Truth of yourself, no?
I want to establish in the truth.
If you want to establish in the truth, then do the self-inquiry which you are doing and which is bringing you into the space. Then why to give value to this, that identity comes sometime and how to operate in the world from that space? Then why you are thinking about it? That's my question. Do you not have confidence that in your own words, what you are speaking, that once I know myself fully, then the world will finish anyway? So don't you have belief in your own words which you are using to talk to me right now?
That makes me a little bit upset.
Upset for what? Like why upset? Upset about what?
Sometimes words of others hurt me.
No, that is all. We are not going to talk about those things. We are only going to talk about fundamental. That there are two things fundamental here, only two things. One is that you already say that I know that once I know myself fully, the world will finish and there will be nothing called operating from myself or anything like this. Now you are talking everything else. So what exactly you want to discuss with me? That
these don't go together.
How you tell me? I mean, we have not started talking each other right now. You are just talking with yourself right now. I'm just trying to come to some point where I can talk to you really. So please tell me what exactly you want to talk to me. That
I want to establish in the truth.
Then do the self-inquiry which you are doing, which brings you to the space of your being.
Yes.
Then you continue that, no?
I will have to continue.
Of course.
That's right.
It's fine.
Yes.
Yeah. Things are much more simple, Saralama. Then we make them complicated when we mix our true knowledge or true knowing with the partial knowing. And it seems to be like this when you are speaking like this. No? The word for you, I'm using your words and I'm taking meanings from your words right now. And based on that, I'm saying, please listen, that you are saying that knowing myself is like waking up to the fact that there is no word, there is only self. And now, if I use the analogy of sleep, you are in the sleep doing something and you will wake up. And then you are saying that while I'm trying to wake up, can you tell me also how to operate from my true self and I can live in this word, which is the dream word for you, as per your own understanding also.
Yes.
You know, let's be concrete about things. So for you, that word, which actually is going to be like a dream only, from which you will wake up to the fact that there is only self, I am the self, and there is no word as such like this, where I have to succeed or balance myself or learn something that I can live from myself. And now you want to work in that direction also. So we choose one of them. That's what I'm saying. Because the path for both is different. One path is what we call progressive path. No,
Okay. Evolutionary path.
that's to slowly, evolutionary path that you slowly grow.
Okay.
Grow means what? Grow where?
Grow as a person होगा फिर.
You define that. I don't want to say anything like this, but you have to ask this. No? Grow as what? Another path is waking up directly. That path, previous path, will also lead to awakening in its own time, in its own way. But this another path of knowing who you are or inquiring who I am is the path to awakening only, not mixing anything else with that. No.
Okay.
So you have to be clear about these two things. I think good.
I have to focus only on the inquiry and on this part.
That you will decide. Obviously, I cannot give you any advice about it, but my job is to make things clear for you when we look together right now. So you decide.
Thank you.
Thank you. Rahul, you wrote, thank you. Beautiful. Okay, thank you, Rahul. Seta, you wrote, Raji, I have touched myself. Oh, how nice. Very good. Enjoy. Nishant, you can talk now. If you are there, still.
When I feel that.
Yeah, your mic.
When I feel like I have joined satsang or started joining satsang, in a real way.
Okay.
I feel that I've started walking with you, so I just wanted to check in. It also feels like the being is moving from the I am to the I am not. So just
you are saying like this. You are moving like this.
Yeah, it feels like that.
You will have to say a little bit more so I can check, no?
Things I don't have much to say also.
Meaning it doesn't matter really what you will speak, but that speaking will carry some vibration, and from there I can catch. That's what I mean.
I don't feel much. I don't know what to talk about really. But mainly, as I said, I just wanted to connect with you directly and see if there's any blind spots. Hear back from you.
No, I mean you are talking about that you are moving from I am to I am not. Like this.
Yes.
You are saying, no? It's a very powerful thing that what you are saying, no?
Yes, I can talk a bit more. I mean, I can try.
Yeah.
So it. So being like by being in the being felt like bit like the formless, but it was there is some it was like a construct over there, kind of formless, but there was a construct over there. But now it feels like that formless construct is also dissolving into a nothingness, like there's like emptiness. It feels like that. Yeah.
So let us take like emptiness. Emptiness is like a nice word, and or nothingness. No. So let us explore this nothingness or emptiness right now. That this emptiness is like empty of everything that you have experienced so far. No. Looks like this. No.
Yes. At the same time, it feels like there is a capacity for thinking and but it feels different. Thought feels different. So earlier, like thinking is like I'm in the thinking, but now it feels like it's there, but it's more like I'm more like I'm not, rather than something like that.
Yeah, That's very, very nice, no? But when you say I'm not, you are there actually to say, no? Or not?
Yes, yeah, feel something is there.
No, but you are there, not something. You are there or not to
Yes,
say that I'm not.
yes, yeah. What I meant is, it feels like in this nothingness there is something that is me.
Yes. So that's what I'm interested in right now. Let us live this, which is the reality of nothingness, which is the reality of emptiness. Mostly the reports about emptiness comes as the absence of what we have known so far, absence of what we have experienced so far, So whatever we have experienced so far is absent here. That's why we call it emptiness, no? But what is the reality of it in itself? You know, yes, there's there's the absence of the experience of being. You are saying, no, being means
yes,
I am a being like this. This is absent here, but you are present here. You are still present here. No, present means you are. No, you are to know this that what all is absent. You can say anything if you want now.
um, and, I think it's good that
Yes. So like this, your openness is very, very valuable. It is very correct, and your openness and your readiness to explore more like this, and this is very, very good. Direction is correct also now, no? So it's all well, all well. Every like you, every being has this capacity to know the truth, and every being, up to some degree, will have attachment. It's not really, Nishant, so important what we are attached to. What is important is that there is attachment. No, sense develop this vigilance inside you to detect attachment. That's all. Doesn't matter what you are attached to. No,
I feel so thankful, beloved, that you're here, and so available to us to just check, Um, in many cases, I feel that, even if you feel something deep, I would rather wait for a while for it to develop more to ask. But you're so available, you have the freedom to ask and be wrong, and so delightful, so thankful.
thank you for being open. This is wonderful also for me to have to communicate with you like this. No, because in you now it has become clear that we are on the same side. We are not opposite of each other. No, when I speak to many people, it feels like we are against each other, like we are trying to win over each other, almost like this feels. No, here we are just trying to win over Maya, or you can say uh, illusion, delusion. No, nothing else. We are both for truth now. So there is such a ease here, no competition, no struggle here now. No? Whatever is truth is truth. Whatever is false, you are ready to see now. No? Nishant, I think you are a very right candidate for me to speak like this to you, that those who are ready to start from ABC again and again and again and again at every stage of their being, even when they are so illuminated and feel enlightened, those one know the full truth. But many beings are very quick in trying to conclude and hold on to and then declare that, and which is fine, because it is much more light from the previous position, much more wisdom and the ease of living life also. But maybe it is not the home yet. And as long as you are not home in your being, some struggle will be there. Nishant, when everything becomes same for you, until then don't stop. Everything means everything. Everything becomes 100% same for you. I hope you understand, because I'm not going to talk in details about it, but when everything has become one for you, really one, meaning there is no greater or lesser, there is no extraordinary or ordinary like this. Until then, you must continue. Very nice talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you, beloved. Thank you.
Jo- Jonas, you can talk.
Hello, Raji.
Hello, Jonas.
I just, when you were talking with Nishant now, I felt I would love to start from ABC again right now, from here. And to just look afresh what is real and what is true and what I really know, what I really see.
Okay. Can I say something? Try to see clearly the movement. What is movement? Try to see, this is one of the most fundamental things. Movement. And just in this moment, check, like open your capacity of seeing to see what is moving, not going in the detailing of it, but just checking and leaving it, checking and leaving it. And I invite everyone actually, just inside, whatever is moving, leave it. Whatever is moving, leave it. Whatever is moving, leave it. Because that is moving without your permission, right now at least. So whatever is moving without your permission, not your cup of tea right now. Even you may feel that even I am moving. I am is also a sort of a movement, some vibration is here still. And you can leave it also. Leave it means no need to go in details of it. But you don't move anything from yourself. By yourself, you don't move anything. You just see, observe that, okay, this is moving, and leave it. This is also moving, leave it. This is also moving, nothing to be done about it. But it is very important to be clear that this is moving, this is also moving, this is also moving. And now if you feel, you can share with me if you have found anything which is not moving. Or also did not find. You can share your report maybe if you feel.
It feels like everything is moving, and I don't find something that is not moving yet. There, because if I would find something, like everything would be something that I see, which would mean that it moves. Like I cannot find some form or anything that is not moving, yet it feels like all the movement is always seen from the same unmoving place or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I cannot say that this place is something that I find as anything.
Yeah. This is correct. Is there any problem? Anything left to be done now? Anything left to be finished now? Because this is truth, Jonas.
No, there doesn't seem to be any problem.
Yeah. Anything else that has to be achieved in this direction that this has not been achieved yet?
No. No, it's no. There's nothing to. This is not. This is not. This is not something to be achieved. It seems. It's like it's already there.
Yeah.
But it seems to be the only thing that is already there. Like it's not. It's not a thing, but it's everything comes after this. After this seeing or
Yeah. Jonas, here you are facing the truth, and now there is no mention about this. The truth of what? Truth of no, only truth. This is truth, not truth of you or truth of this or truth of that. You know, this is truth. And truth has to be all inclusive. If it is not truth. It is not ultimate truth. No. Truth has to be all inclusive. No. This is all inclusive truth. If a feeling arises here that I am not reached yet there, that feeling is a movement. No? And falls in the same category. So only thing that is left to be done here is to see more, in the sense rejoicing, relaxing, opening, in a way, opening in the sense that relaxing. No? Because there seems to be sort of a resistance or shyness we have for this. It looks like too open, maybe, because you cannot hold on to anything now here. Because whatever you can hold on to is what is moving. And what is not moving, you are not able to hold on to also. So, Jonas, like this, truth is for the seers, not for achievers. The ultimate truth is for seers, not for achievers, no? But those are actually real achievers because they achieve what is ultimate, no? But ultimate cannot be achieved by holding, but by seeing as it is. So I think this is very good. I can happily enjoy my cup of tea now.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, beloved.
I can also enjoy my cup of tea now.
Yeah. Cheers to you. And every movement of the body, including this, having a cup of tea, moving in the life, will highlight things also. And let's be open for it. That's totally fine. But such a clear seeing will result in such beautiful ways, like this, in highlighting. Because this is the purest mirror in which you can see everything as it actually is. Everything else, I mean, every other state of you where you feel deluded and everything like this. And without effort, of course, without effort. After this, there is no effort really. In Zen, they say, like this, that a bird is flying over, crossing a still lake. The lake does not want to reflect the bird. The bird doesn't have desire to be reflected, and yet reflection happens. And yet reflection happens. True knowing happens. True knowing is happening actually by itself. Those who are free to be here can see this.
And also it is so, it's just such a total mystery. Like the more and more this seeing becomes alive, the more there is the feeling that there's no way to ever like understand any of this in the old way of understanding. Like it's just a complete mystery beyond any idea of grasping anything here. It feels.
Yes, totally agree with you. I remember a very beautiful expression from Osho that in the state of a seer, pure seer, you start seeing them that life is a mystery. And the more you see this, the more you somehow start becoming the mystery yourself. And at some point, you yourself become the mystery. You have joined the mystery, meaning you have become one with the mystery. And from being one with the mystery, you explore and know, And he said then, and such a one is called a mystic, he said like this. I loved this word that time, this expression, so that just came up here. No? Mystic is the one who has not only let go of all the desires of knowing the truth and the abilities to see the truth also, but now at some point has let go of himself also in a way, herself also in a way. Absolutely, completely, Drop has merged completely into the ocean called mystery. And Jonas, from here, a totally different thing opens up. Totally different language, totally different way of knowing, you know. I think that is the reason that uh, people like Kavi or Zen masters, they speak such a strange language to express, you know, this mystery. That you are the reflection of your own self. You are your own shadow. No, they use so that one can wake up, you know, like this. Awakening cannot happen like this, no, like this. I said this, you said this, like this, like this, like this. You know, awakening never happens like this. It always, you know, happens like this. When you feel like, oh, what is this? Meaning we can prepare ourselves slowly, slowly, which is like, okay, prepare means what? Like preparing to have a bungee jumping or, you know, jumping from an aeroplane, having some parachute or things like this, maybe, you know, that preparation, maybe. I think one day we will even let go of the parachute, no? Because the purity of the sky is so much. One appreciates so much that one doesn't want to bring anything which will not mix with it, you know. Just the purity of your being merges with the purity of the sky. And once again, Jonas, everything becomes one. Once again, everything becomes one. Meaning it is known by the one that I am one. Once again. Do you think really we can say anything about it now? No, it's just out of joy I'm expressing, not that my words really are capable of saying the truth of it. Nice, very nice talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Mahima, you wrote, Pranam, beloved. Thank you so much. You are in my life, and it is only biggest fortune of my life. So, thank you. Love you, Mahima. Very nice that you are enjoying like this, no? Udan, you can talk. Namaste.
You just felt like exploring the truth with you.
How nice, no? I think, Udan, you must have also noticed inside you a kind of, you know, a courage that you feel, no? This courage this courage is kind of really a quality of the being that you are. The courage is of letting go, no, of everything. It doesn't mean that letting go will be true or false. So we are not talking about that. You know, we are more genuinely talking about these things where we are defining less and tasting and knowing more. No. So the courage that you have of letting go is what is your deepest power of the being. No. Because by letting go of everything, being discovers that truth of life. No? So I invite you to let go right now if you are already not in this state. And I think you know, Udan, now that this let go is not a business deal, which many people, many times we may think that, okay, I let go and where is the truth now? Where is my awakening now? You know, it's not a business deal. It's a genuine call that you are answering that, okay, I let go right now because somehow I feel inspired, you know. So I'm not talking to anyone who is thinking that in terms of, okay, if I let go, what I will get. I'm not talking to you, my friend, right now. I'm only talking to those who are listening to me just out of joy of listening, as I'm speaking out of joy of speaking. No? We are not trying to solve anything. We are not trying to solve anything. Because really there is nothing to be solved there, except some misunderstanding somewhere. If you are troubled, the misunderstanding must be in you, no? And so I'm saying, Udan, to you now, that let go. Letting go is really not so much of a spiritual thing practice like this, no? That okay, I let go right now, and then after 1 hour, when the satsang finishes, then I'm back to my personal avatar. That's not really what I feel is the let go right now. Let go means let go of effort. No, let go means let go of effort right now. That's what I mean. And I think nobody can say that how to let go of effort. How you will say that? You are making effort, then you can not make effort also. No? If you are trying to not make effort and putting a lot of effort in trying to not make effort, it is almost like your one hand is like moving like this and you are using another hand to stop it. Is it not like this then? You are yourself making effort, and now you are yourself making effort and not making effort. Why you would need to do that? You just stop making effort. Not that you start putting more effort to stop making effort. No. This is Udan, maybe also one way of looking at this letting go. And Udan, funny thing is that most of us have very strong fear of letting go. The fear feels like I may not survive, or I may disappear or dissolve like this, and which is actually coming from the ego identity, and true, and also true. If you don't move here, you will actually disappear as the ego self, like forever actually. But that's why we take care that I will let go, like holding breath, like like this. Like this we let go, no? That okay. That's why when we let go, we don't talk so much, no? With each other. That I tell you, okay, speak now. I cannot speak right now. Like this we say, no? Because I know you are holding breath. No, not holding breath. And Udan, in this letting go, where you are right now, you know actually who is breathing or what is breathing. What is this breathing happening? There is a reality of you beyond breathing right now. Beyond breathing. You are beyond breathing, Udan. Breathing happens in you, not that you are in the breathing, in a way. Breathing is happening in you. Body is in you actually, right now. Naturally. You are naturally experiencing and knowing this. Just you let go. Let go basically is letting go of your limitation so that you can achieve your fullness. This let go also will enable you then to have a fresh look. This is the way to have a fresh look. Have a fresh look now, no? That this fresh look is like you are just looking, not that you are looking for a particular region. that I'm looking so that I can be free from suffering. No, you're just looking what is going on. You're just looking what is going on inside me, outside. I'm sure all of you are much, much better experts than me in solving problems of life and everything, including spiritual problems and all. So I don't think any one of you need to learn this from me, but you can learn this fundamental from me, meaning by living together. You can come to this space of being here where there is nothing really to be solved. Meaning ever there is nothing really to be solved. Whenever you will choose to come here, or you will feel you will be graced by life to be here. So then now you can see that it is not really the problem that is important, which you are trying to solve in the direction of waking up to who you are. It is about seeing everything as it is. Only seeing everything as it is. This is what is called waking up, Udan. No? What do you say now? Say something. I think I've said a lot of things. No?
It feels like sleeping in my own womb, kind of a feeling. Like not holding breath, but still don't feel like breathing also.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, beloved. That's very nice, no? Good, good, good. All the best. Just out of joy, I'm speaking like this, not something very important, that I feel some people come to satsang to know the truth. Some people come to satsang to see the truth. And yet there is another category of beings who come to satsang to be the truth. I mean, those who come to see the truth, indirectly they also come to be the truth. But maybe they are not ready to let go of their position, invisible position, formless position, because seer has a position also in some way. Formless, maybe. A form which is like transparent, maybe. So when they hold on to that, they remain the seer. They see the truth. But yet they remain the seer. They don't become one with it. No? Those who are ready to let go even of their position of the seer, they become one with life, with truth. No? They know the truth by becoming one with it. Then doesn't matter how much they know, because now they know I am one with it. I am one with what is, or I am what is actually. No? Then doesn't really, now knowledge does not matter here. Seeing does not matter here so much, that how much I see. Like, oh, I can see this or not, I can see that or not. That is more interest of the seer. No? Just as I said, not so very important, but just I observed this. No, different beings have different interests. No? Okay, and anybody else can talk to me also now. Okay, you can talk.
Namaste, beloved. I feel so much joyful, and I just want to explore with you.
You feel joyful and you want to explore with me now, right now.
Yes.
Explore means in which category? Want to know the truth by exploring, want to see the truth by exploring, or want to be the truth by exploring in this moment?
Do you want to be?
You want to be?
Yes.
If you want to be the truth, then letting go is the only way, really. Letting go basically means letting go of attachment. And you develop right now sensitivity with me. No? You can develop sensitivity for sensing any attachment you have, because you are there always. So there is no doubt about it. No? Like whether you say that I see this, whether you say I feel this, whether you say I know this, even if you say I know the truth, you are there. No? So this you now feel, are you attached to anything? If you feel you are attached to anything, just let go of that attachment. Because attachment is sort of an activity from inside the being towards whatever is happening in the body, mind, feeling, thoughts, everything. So from inside the space of the being, you are holding onto something. Just sense right now, feel right now with me, and let go of that. Only this much. And it's not that your feelings will become divine feelings, or your thoughts will become great thoughts, or your body will become a lightened body. They are already divine, all of them. It's just that you have to settle in your own nature by being free from attachment to them, that you will have eyes to see the divinity of body, mind, and thoughts as they are right now. All of your thoughts, all of your feelings, all of your body sensation, right now also. All of them are divine right now. But you have to see, you have to settle in your being. No? So is this good? Are we doing good together?
Yes. Yes. Ji. Something is resolved in me. I just sense this, but I cannot explain this.
Something is dissolved in me, you said. No?
Yeah.
Just I'm feeling itching to correct grammatical correction here. That it's not that something is dissolved in you, in me. No, me is dissolving. This me is a kind of concept used to indicate, refer to the ego. So in you, the me is dissolving. Me is like a knot, knot like a knot. Whenever you come from where you come, we land to the me, this false self. This is dissolving. The true self does not journey. Remember this. If true self does not journey, whose spiritual journey is this? No? If true self does not change, true self that you are does not change. If a true self that you are does not change, in whom those changes are happening, which you call your change in your state, change in your knowledge, true knowledge, and everything? No? I think it's good for now. Say anything, please. Your time.
It's very difficult to say anything.
It is here it is difficult, but still saying is very valuable, because it is your body, it is your mind which has to listen to you when you speak from the self, and like this it will become quiet forever. No?
When you give the example of mirror, that we are looking in mirror and just we are not attached that image, and somehow that point I really feel something. So that immediately something is
Yeah.
clear to me, and
Yes. Yes.
I feel like, yeah, I'm just seeing everything. It's not like I am the thing. So I feel something like that.
This is a very important thing to somehow be clear about. Like most fundamental. I choose the word language seeing, no seeing, which is same as aware, being aware also. But I find it more, inside in my system. That I mean, system of speaking. No? So seeing is very important to be clear about the fundamental of seeing. Not what I see, what I don't. Can I see? Can I not? Not about all of it, but the very fundamental principle of seeing. No? The very fundamental of seeing, in general sense, will establish three things: the object that is seen, the seer, and the seeing as an activity. No, is it not like this? Whenever you remain aware, meaning conscious of all 3 points, you are free. Whenever you miss any of them, somewhere, no? Like, let's say you miss the point of seer, that I am the seer of what I'm seeing. You're not conscious of the seer that you are. You are only conscious of the seeing and the object that you are seeing. Then you will see a lot more, like a observing, like a overview, like a broader seeing of that object, which is more like some scientists, when they achieve to some innovation about an object, that's how they have to see, like a panoramic seeing. When you may forget about the fact that you are seeing, then you may be then you may be too much lost in the object of perception. Then you will see very little about it, because now the object of perception is governing you. It is controlling you now. Now it is showing you what you can see only under the influence of it, like a hypnosis, no? Like this. And this kind of hypnosis is very much present in the ego state, that how can I enjoy this cup of tea when I'm free? Then I cannot experience it. Actually, it is on the opposite. It is exactly the opposite. The more I'm free, the more I'm neutral, and I can freshly experience it. No, so I don't need to be a habitual being to have tea every day to enjoy it. That's a mistake in the ego state. No, in fact, it should be like first tea ever, and every tea, if it can be like first tea ever, do you see my point? So these are the 3 points: the object of perception, the activity of seeing, and the seer. Remain aware of these 3 points. Aware means what? Do you really think that a lot of effort need to be done about it? Not at all. You just need to care a little bit, to be not so much lost in what you see. That's all. Just remaining relaxed about the whole thing will enable you to see all the 3 points. No? And that will reveal some very deeper truth. No? I'm not saying do like this, but if you feel troubled, you can just remember this, that, okay, let me see where I'm missing. Because as per Indian spirituality, there is something called Turiya. Turiya means the fourth. Literally, it means the fourth. You are the fourth, actually. You are the fourth. You are not even any of them. But these 3, in this way, when you become aware of all these 3, you kind of become free to know who you are, the fourth, like this. So to know yourself as the seer is good. But not the ultimate. I think it's good, no? Like this.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, dear. Okay, then I think I'll soon end now this meeting. I don't think there is anybody else there. Preeti, you want to talk? Okay.
Beloved Raji, like I don't have anything to talk, but this feeling is like today's satsang was like connecting to self again and again and again. Like,
Yeah, it's nice, no?
yeah, so just I felt like just depend this experience more
Can you say
after
again?
this. Then I felt like right now I want to experience it more, like be into it, like not continuously.
Yeah, yeah. Meaning right now you want to experience more, you said like this?
Yes.
Yeah. There are two ways to experience more of this truth that we are exploring together today. One is letting go and one is of effort. Letting go, if it appeals to you, you can let go of this me who want to know or live more. You can also let go of the desire to live more or know more. This is one direction if it appeals to you right now. Or if not, then you have to bring light of inquiry onto yourself right now who want to live more. Because this is a blind spot in a way in you, which is creating a sort of a hypnosis that I am separate from what I am living right now. I am separate from the self which I am knowing right now. So this is what is creating this hypnosis. So do one of the two things as you choose right now. So what do you feel? Are we still together and in this exploration? I think Preeti, you are not there, I guess. So that's okay. Rinku, you wrote, thank you, Guruji, for your pointings. Love you. Love you, Rinku. Pankaj, you wrote, Pranam, Pranam Rajiji. Thanks a lot for today's session. Thank you, Pankaj. One last being I can talk, and then we end this meeting now.
Rajiji, I want to clear something that is when the truth is the same as joy and happiness, then sometimes if I try to stay at presence, is this I should also detach with the happiness and joy?
Meaning you become detached from the joy and happiness when you try to be present. Then why you try to be present? Meaning there is some, you are trying to achieve something higher, or like?
Yes, because maybe I'm also a little bit confused that if I'm try to be at presence, because I'm not sure that are they also like the same thing, that to see the truth to be the truth, or is that like stay at presence, then I can be more connect to the truth?
Understand. See, to be joyful in a continuous manner in the day, no, is not possible in your ego state. So if you are able to continue being joyful in the day, you are not in your ego state. Then you are already in your presence state. So it is totally fine to just live in your joy, whole day, which is same as being present. Because this being present, which we are learning together, is not really being presence of mind or something where you can work better. You may be actually very soon, but not maybe immediately. So if you live in the joy of your being in the whole day, like this, what do you feel? So are you able to live in the joy of your being whole day? Like often, maybe not all the time, but
Quite a lot, I feel.
So that is being present actually. In this case, you trying to be present will be trying to get out of it actually. So I think you are already doing very well. Just enjoy.
Thank you. Now it's clear that I know what I should do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Actually, what happens is that we all think that there's a lot of, what you say, spiritual journey must happen before I can come to the great truth. That spiritual journey is not really like a linear, like a straight line. It is more like a U. You get out of yourself into the mind, learn a lot of things, spiritual concept and this and that. Then you take a U-turn and come back to your simplicity of your joy, like, haha, tree and me and myself. Not that I'm not talking about that state where you're hugging the tree and like this. That also happens in between somewhere maybe. But I'm talking about just being with everything as it is. So the more we learn the spirituality, let's say, or the more we get into the mind, the longer will be the journey to undo it. It's a unlearning. It's not really a new learning. Please remember. But now that you have not learned so much spirituality, you don't have to unlearn also, no? You can straight, like you did not get out of your house, let's say, physical house, let's say. Then if we are talking about like a lot of maps and how to reach back to your house, that doesn't apply on you, no? You're already in your house. Just stop listening to people. Don't let them enter in your mind. Don't let other people's talks influence you in that case. Just enjoy the joy of your being and wow. So I don't think there is anything wrong actually. No? Perfect. I mean, you can learn this from me straight like this right now, or you can learn this like I learned after a long journey. You know, the same thing I learned after a long journey also, and you can learn this straight also. Like, oh, okay, you know, this is the joy, most funny state of the being when we are talking about the self, talking about everything else, and who is talking is already truth, and we are talking about truth as if there is something shining and I have to reach there. You know, this is the most funny conversation that happens in satsangs everywhere. Actually, by the way, you are already truth. Just maybe your eyes are, how to say, have got blinded by too much glittering and shining of the mind's knowledge and this and that. And you have forgotten the simplicity of your being. And it is really like waking up, no? And as you know, there are different kind of alarms, no? I remember one alarm where you put it on the table, and it was like a helicopter fan. It has a helicopter fan. So the moment the alarm rings, the helicopter fan starts and it flies away somewhere in the room. And until you find out that blades, you cannot turn off the alarm. Then there are alarms which come in the form of a special bed, which has hammers. No, when you are sleeping, they will I saw in the video actually, as a matter of fact. Then when nothing works, then even the bed itself folds, like it's like this, and then it folds and throws you out of it, out of window sometime, maybe, I don't know. So different kind of alarms we need for different kind of, profoundness of the deep, of the sleep. But it's just about alarm and waking up. No? Do you see? So I think all good. Just enjoy. Just stop listening to others. Most of the part of what we call a spiritual awakening will be detoxing in a way, like de-learning. Whereas when the strong belief is there inside us that what I know is true, we will just try to upgrade that. We will not let go of that. The self cannot be taught anything really, or the self does not need to learn anything also. Everything is complete already in the self that you are. Just let go absolutely of everything which you have learned from outside. But what Ramana Maharshi says, outside influence has to be removed. That's all. Be pure. Come back to your innocence from the sense of knowledge. Come to the sense of wonder. If you want to complete your spiritual journey, wonder more about the spiritual journey rather than working on it. If you truly want to end the spiritual journey, that why I have to do the spiritual journey and who I am really, what I'm doing really, like this. If you wonder, what I call have a look what's going on. I think it's all fine. Thank you. Good. Then we end now. That I think some people also wrote. Quickly, I will read the message and then we end now. Shrikant, you wrote, thank you, Rajiji. Thank you so much. Thank you, Shrikant. I think Stephen, if it must be Stephen, no? Can I check something with you? Maybe you can just wait for one moment, and then we have to end now. Rahul, you wrote Pranam, love. Thank you. Thank you. Preeti, you also wrote I don't know this. Okay. Then I maybe we talk in the next time now, because I kind of was waiting for you for some time, but then you did not respond. So Devdas, you are saying thank you, beloved, for your being and for today's session. Love you, beloved. Devdas. Yogesh, you are saying, dear Raji, thank you. So thank you so very much for your loving guidance. Love you very much, immensely. Thank you, beloved. Love you. I think it must be Amina Mano. That Rajiji Pranam. Thank you for very exploring truth in various direction. Thank you. Love you. Yeah. Thank you. I love you too. Preeti, you wrote, sorry that message was for Zina. Okay. I think it must be Amresh, no? Amresh ji, you are saying thank you for showering the blessing. Thank you, beloved. Thank you. Good to see you here. No? Jogan, you wrote, thank you, beloved joyness. I love you so much. Thank you. I might have missed one or two so, but I think it's a lot of so much. Thank you. Love you so much like this. Sanji, you are also saying, thank you, beloved. Thank you, Sanji. Martin, Martin, you are also here. Thank you again for the clarity of seeing. Always a pleasure. Love, Martin. Thank you. Martin, love you. Jurgen, you wrote, Jurgen and Wall, I think. Thanks for everything, dear beloved. Thank you, beloved. Now you can talk quickly, and then we end this meeting now. Steve, no? Stephen, I think. Stephen, you can, yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Your name is different.
I'm told. Stephen.
Your name is different, no? I'm speaking differently, I think, no? Stephanie. Your name is Stephanie? Yeah.
Stephanie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Correct. Sorry for.
Yes. I'm fully in bliss and grateful because of this. What happened, I don't know. But in between, there was after the first really opening and everything. Suddenly, I was so relaxed that I nearly was sleeping in. And I just want to ask about this because I heard so much from Guruji that it's avoidance. That's all. I'm totally happy and grateful. Just no mind, but sometimes this.
It may happen sometime like this, that we feel so contented in the being that we feel appropriate that to drop out of mind and body consciousness into ourselves, no? Which may feel like sleep sometime, and this is okay, I think. I don't like if it happens sometime, it is totally fine, no?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Because also in silent sitting, it can happen because I easily lose everything to no thought and bliss. I thought maybe something has to be grasped, but it dissolved also, this thing. Therefore, I just want to check it, ask for the first time anything.
You see, if this sleep is something which is kind of not okay, because then like sometimes it's fine, but if you have decided to be just quiet in yourself in your silent sitting, then sleep you can just take care a little bit. Otherwise, everything is gone, thoughts, feelings, everything dissolves, let's say, and you are just here. It's just wonderful. It's just wonderful.
It's not a true sleep. It's just I don't hear anything anymore, and then I come out of it, and I'm totally there again. But something feels like I wasn't there.
Some clarity will take place slowly here, no?
Yes.
Like what is actually somehow to be understood in this context is that the being has to be in itself more often, and you will know yourself in your own way. Before that, you will try to know in the way of the mind and the way of the egoic identity and so on. So this silent sitting is nothing but just being by yourself. So it's okay but in the beginning, but slowly some light will grow here, like something you will know without effort actually. But that is true knowledge, knowing without effort.
It's shedding away by itself, I feel. I don't have to think about it.
Yes, yes.
Also, Guruji's phrase, I also feel that there's no knowing, no understanding happening here. Thank you. I'm so grateful. I'm so joyful with you. So
Thank you,
such
beloved.
a
Very happy to have you here. Very, very nice. Direction is very correct. And this is the most joyful way actually. You are just enjoying yourself in the silence. And you can be sure about it that all the great knowledge and everything will arise from you now. From within you only, everything happens within you only. You don't need to contact mind or any past knowledge. You don't need any past knowledge for it. Rather, you need to be more empty of the past knowledge in a way. Empty means dropping out of it. I feel like saying that, there is sort of a recycling process that goes on of the being of life. And in the mind, we are continuously holding on to the things, like knowingly or unknowingly, we are claiming them. This is mine, this is mine, this is mine. So when the garbage truck comes, nothing goes out of us. But when we drop into ourselves, we actually let go of a lot of things that, no, I'm not going to claim that. Then the divine self, the being of life will bring again that cycle of cleaning, and so much just drops away by itself. Through the wisdom of God, actually, that happens. No? We just don't find so many things in the mind when we come back from our silence. Not immediately, maybe, but such a existential way of life of things. No, while we are enjoying in the silence of our being, the best is happening even for our mind. Actually, a little trust maybe will be very, very useful here. Trust in you, your own being, and trust in the God, in the being of the whole life. I think very good. Thank you, beloved. I think we will end now. No? Thank you, everyone, for joining me today. I feel it was very nice meeting with all of you beings since the beginning, actually. A joyful, joyful beginning. I wish you all the best for whatever you wanted to achieve in life. If it is within the will of God, it will be fulfilled. No? Thank you, beloved. I will see you all again, maybe some other time.